Hello everyone, welcome to the first Monday of September. Actually, it's not the first Monday. You're watching this on the second Monday. You might remember Labor Day was the first Monday of September. We're taping this on Friday, September 5th, which is a special day here on the OSU campus. The College of Public Health and Human Sciences is gathering up to celebrate for their recent accreditation of Oregon's first College of Public Health. Coming into town today will be the two runners that many of you have seen at your county extension offices through the summer. They're arriving at the end of their 1,600-mile run later today, and we'll spend some time celebrating that event later. I spent part of today preparing for another meaningful event that's coming up. The Engagement Scholarship Consortium will be honoring our own OSU Open Campus as one of the regional winners of the McGraw Community Engagement Award. Many of us will be in Edmonton, Canada, early next month in October to kind of compete for the national honors, which will happen after the ESC conference. In the last month, I've had some real interesting conversations that I wanted to share with you, three of them with the College of Engineering. We're always looking for opportunities to extend more engagement opportunities to Oregonians. And all three of the College of Engineering schools have helped to identify something that we might find of value. The Civil and Construction Engineering School heard from one of their industry advisory boards that the construction industry would like more outreach activities. So Chris LaBelle will be joining me in a conversation with that board to try to uncover some of those opportunities. The Electrical Engineering and Computer Science Department has joined us in attending a meeting early in 2015 to look at energy outreach. And there are some faculty there who are very interested in designing programs to help, for example, homeowners make decisions about solar panels and conserving their own energy expenditures and using renewables more often. And finally, there's a School of Mechanical, Industrial, and Manufacturing Engineering, sometimes called MIME. And recently they've approached us about a project called Humanitarian Engineering to help work with disadvantaged communities as a way to provide engineering solutions and some things that might make the community vitality a little bit better. And we look forward to all of those. Last month I also joined Jim Johnson, our Forestry Extension Program leader, at a Western Extension Coordinating Committee meeting where we joined with our colleagues from other states and plan to work with the Forest Service in a more meaningful way to make our forestry outreach programs more effective and efficient. Very recently I followed up with a group that included Rebecca Badger, Dave King, and I in Portland, where we followed up on our recent marketing survey and made some tentative decisions and negotiated some work to do to take advantage of what we learned through our survey to do an even more powerful job marketing. Also coming up in the next month, and I think I mentioned a month ago, is the Pendleton Roundup on the 11th and 12th. I always look forward to getting over to northeastern Oregon. They saddle up a horse just for me, and I get to ride with Dan Arp, Dean of Agriculture, and the president of the university in what's called the Westward Ho Parade, so I'm looking forward to that. The third annual engagement tour is going out of Corvallis on the 15th and the 16th. It's the first time we've done it overnight. There are some seats left. If you are available or know someone who you would like to have this sponsored trip to a few Oregon communities and talk about the nature of scholarship when we engage communities in that meaningful way. Also coming up this month are what's called Legislative Committee Days. So Dan Arp, Thomas Manis, the Dean of Forestry, and I will be in Salem with Jock Mills talking to a dozen or so legislators about what we might do to move our legislative initiatives forward. And of course, and I mentioned this at the quarterly conference recently, the annual Extension Conference, September 29th to October 2nd, is something you don't want to miss. We've got a very interesting nationally known speaker coming in to join us, Jay Reifenberry. His kind of motto that we'll hear, I think, a number of times is no excuses. So I'd like to say you have no excuses for not being in Corvallis for the annual Extension Conference. The OSU Extension Association has taken the lead at doing much of the planning. We're grateful to them for that. You'll also have a chance, if you're in town that week, and we are expecting you to be, to join Extension retirees for a barbecue. We're hosting an orientation for new employees. There's a special lunch for support staff. We will host a search advocate training session. There are many professional development opportunities. We'll give cooperator awards. There's a poster session. Epsilon Sigma Phi will have an affiliate lunch. And it wraps up with a conversation with President Ray that I'll moderate, and look forward to joining you in a conversation about things that are important to the President like that. Well, that makes me almost breathless with all the things coming up in the near future. There's one other thing that you'll want to see, that if you read it all, and I hope we do might also make you breathless, and that's our annual academic report. With support from Rebecca Badger, we've recently submitted that to the Provost office, and it identifies the significant work of this division over the last year in 9 pages, so it doesn't take very long to read it. And as an incentive for you to find and read that on the web, I'm going to offer a special prize to the first 3 people that correctly identify, 1, the topic of Oregon State University's first MOOC, M-O-O-C. If you don't know what a MOOC is, you'll find the answer to that in there as well. Second, the number of external dollars at OSU devoted to outreach and engagement. And third, the % of Oregonians who reported that they learned something from the Extension Service in the last year. So, topic of the first MOOC, number of external dollars targeted to our work, and the number of Oregonians that reported our work in the last year. And we'll have to figure out the special prize, Jackie. I'm looking forward to that. Now to wrap up, before I go to the College of Public Health and Human Sciences, I want to acknowledge our Open Campus group for this generous acknowledgement, I think anyway, where they nominated me for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. That helps to explain why we're doing this outside. Thankfully, it's a very warm day, so I think this will be relatively painless. Before I do this, though, I want to urge your own support of any organization that you believe is not adequately supported by base funding. That's the purpose of stimulating people to write a check, or in my case it was real easy to do this online. So I would encourage you to think about those organizations that you might wish to support. ALS is certainly deserving, but there are others. So Jeff, I give the last piece of this to you, and then I'll have a closing comment. Actually, that wasn't bad. For those of you that don't have your favorite organization to support, I want to remind you at the OSU Foundation is a fund called the Directors Innovation Fund. You could write your check to there as well. Well, that wraps this up for now. Have a great month, everyone. I will see many of you at the annual conference.